Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the evening commentary from Market Truth. This is Monday, March 7th. Let's start off here with the S&P futures. We got oil continuing to be in the news here, driving higher, creating some pressure in the broad-based indices. But the market seems to be holding up really, really good. The price action in the broad markets has been very, very impressive. A lot of people talking about how they were disappointed that the S&P couldn't take out the swing highs. But when you look at oil where it's at and all the negative things going on in the Middle East, this market has been incredibly resilient. Despite the fact that we had a sell-off today, let's take a look at what actually happened. The lower left-hand corner, these are the new weekly levels I'm going to give you. You'll notice that the S&P already traded down to the new weekly low volatility levels, and we bounced off of it almost to the tick. Let me give you that level. It's right around 1304. 1304 in the S&P futures. We traded down there. You'll notice on the lower right-hand panel, we actually created an intraday sell signal around 1318. So we got a sell signal intraday. That was a solid sell signal. We came in about 16 handles. That was a good solid trade today. But we bottomed out at the weekly, so we traded down to the weekly. We bounced off of that. That weekly level will be valid for the rest of the week. That's the level that we'll want to hold. Just like last week, if we take those weekly levels out on the downside and we confirm a sell signal, you're going to be wanting to look for short setups the rest of the week. If we don't, we want to see if the market can challenge the weekly high area. Now I've talked about this in previous weeks. If we tag one level or the other, the upside or the downside, and we fail there, there's a very good chance that we're going to, probably 75% chance that we will test this area, which on the upside is going to be 1334. 1334 on the S&P futures is what you want to keep an eye on. We also don't want to forget about these monthly levels. We talked about these last week when we got them in. 1287 would be the level to look for if we take out 1302. 1287 is a level that we need to hold on the monthlies. If we take out 1287, we are going to have a much sharper correction than what we've had in the last couple of weeks. On the upside, that monthly level is 1350. So we're a little bit of ways away from there. So our first target is 1334. If we take the weekly out to the upside and we confirm a buy signal, we are going to want to look at that 1350 level, which of course would obviously be taking out the swing highs from last week at 1343. We're going to look at some of the other indices here. They're all going to show you the same thing, but I want to give you the levels regardless. In the Russell contract, lower right-hand panel, you can see we had a solid sell-off today. Great sell signal, 821, traded down to 804. Look at that. I mean, these levels, I know people are going to think we're drawing these levels after the fact. These levels are drawn every morning at 10:30 Central Time. So that's when they're drawn, and we bounced off of it almost to the tick, 803. 803, 804 area. That's the weekly low volatility level. We bounced off of it to the tick. So if you got short on that intraday signal, you had a perfect cover on the weekly. That level still has to hold the rest of the week. The upside target for that is going to be 834.70. Let's just call it 835. That's the level. If we hold this level tomorrow, we don't take out the lows, you're going to be looking for that 835 level. On the monthly, if we take out 835, we got that 842.5 level to watch in the Russell futures. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Again, sell signal across the board. NASDAQ was really weak today. You'll notice the intraday sell signal today in the NASDAQ was right around 2352. Look at that on the weekly. Bounced off of it. Again, almost to the tick. These levels are solid levels. Came down there, traded down there, bounced off of it. That does not mean that level is going to hold. It simply, I mean, for these levels to trade down there on a Monday, it's pretty significant. So that's not something you want to get too excited about if you're a bull. But if we hold these levels, if we test them again tomorrow and we don't take them out, we're going to gun for this top side, this upside here, 2385, 2385 in the NQ futures. Let's take a look at that on the Dow futures. It's very important to look at these levels. I mean, we are, when we go to these levels, we almost always stop at them at least once. Here we are in the Dow. That level in the Dow is 12,294 on the downside. Let me give it to you on the upside, right around 12,000, almost 13,000 on the weekly. And on the monthly, watch out for 11,901 on the downside. Talk to you guys tomorrow night.